Happy New Year's, guys. It's 2023. We want to wish you a happy and healthy and prosperous new year. I'm Laura.
I'm Carlos.
And welcome to this week's video and our journey on Pico Island.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking earlier and we actually feel very good about this year, right? Something about 2023 that has a very good ring to it. Just thinking about the Azores, about the islands, about everything we believe in and have believed for a long time that still remains even stronger today. So that excitement, it's almost like a burning sensation where you want to just get going, fix the mistakes that you made, do the new ideas you have.
But also celebrate our successes.
Yeah, celebrate our successes, learn from our mistakes. And I just think I would have to say this year was a learning year.
Oh yeah,
I
think every year has been a learning year.
But this year, I think, at least what we're doing, to do with the reno, trying to get, it's not easy, right? A lot of stresses, frustration, and I think as we analyze this last couple of days, and this is why we wanted to do this video, the first video of 2023, kind of go back, analyze it, pass it on to you guys. Obviously, our regulars know pretty much what we're all about the islands, about Pico Island, about our experiences on the island, and we try to pass on this information. But the new people they're going to be watching this.
Welcome to our channel.
Welcome to our channel, because we thought there's always, for our regulars that don't know, that 75% of the views that come into every video we do is from someone new. So we always also think about them, right? And I know our regular followers, so you're great, by the way, also care about them, right? So we wanted just to, anyone new watching this, we wanted to, that never heard of the Azores, right? That are considering moving somewhere. We just thought this is the time to do this. We'll also give you a few updates and talk a bit about our goals. We'll put that towards the end of the video. And we just thought this was the perfect video to do this.
Yes, so for those of you who are new, we had already introduced ourselves, but right now, just to explain, I was born in Canada, Carlos was born in Portugal, and we are actually sitting in a spot that's behind us is downtown Oakville, Ontario, where we grew up.
Let me add, beautiful downtown Oakville. I gotta tell you, Canada's a huge country, and Oakville is one of the prettiest.
Yes, it's a beautiful town.
It's not a city. They don't want to be called a city. It's still a town. We were both raised here. I was 9 years old when I came from Portugal, from Pico Island to be more exact, Azores. And Laura was born here. And we met 12 years ago, I think, a relationship.
You think?
Yeah.
You should know.
Lost track now. But she came to Portugal, I think the first time 10 years ago, fell in love with the place. And now we spend half our time there. Just so for those of you that don't know us and are meeting us for the first time, that's who we are. When we decided to do the channel, we made the move already to spend half the time there. We wanted to continue with our tourism business that we have here in Canada and specialize on Pico Island and the Azores.
One of the reasons why we chose to do this video called Why Choose the Azores in 2023 is because we have been receiving a lot of emails and comments of people showing interest in the Azores.
Even the start of the year, the first 2 or 3 days, you can see some people are pretty excited. Some of them have discovered the Azores, could be through our channel or other channels. Some maybe never heard of the Azores or even Portugal, and now they're looking at it. And Portugal has 7 regions. Azores is the 7th region. So I think a lot of people know they've already been looking towards the Azores, but I think it's more. Okay, it's not mass movement or anything like that. But a lot of people are visiting, and when you visit and you fall in love with a destination, then a lot of times you might decide if you ever retire or semi-retire, you might choose that place to at least go back and see if it fits what you want. And I think that's what's happening. And we just felt that, sure, a lot of people that are followers already know a lot of this. Some of them are from the islands, but some of you that are not, just keep tuning in. We'll always give you honest information. We try to be as transparent as possible, and you'll get glimpses of the islands. There's 9 islands to choose from, so I'm pretty sure someone that's really interested in that kind of environment, the nature environment, that on one of those islands, you're gonna have to find a place that you can call home or a second home. So this is why I think doing the video right now is a perfect time to kick off the year.
We have developed a workshop to help them make the transition a lot smoother.
Now, we did a video, and we'll put a link at the end. We'll also touch on a little bit more on the workshop at the end, later on the video.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Because it does address these subjects that we're discussing today. We honestly feel, because we've spent a lot of time there, and we'll continue to do so, we really feel that the Azores could be very healthy for a lot of people. And this is why we continue to share. We really believe that. If you buy property there, or it's irrelevant, but to visit, to go and spend as much time as you can in an environment like the Azores, I think it really helps our wellness.
A lot of people have already chosen the Azores in 2022, and we feel that there's going to be a lot more people that are going to choose the Azores in 2023. And the reason is because it checks most of the boxes.
Yes, you got some places that has amazing beaches and 35 plus degree temperatures, but it might not have other things.
It's safe, it's clean, it's nature,
it's peaceful,
and it's easy access to EU and North America.
I mean, the quality of life is also another reason why, because of the nature, it allows you. So for example, there's 9 islands, and I would say that because of the low population, there's actually an island that has 400, biggest island has 125,000. All of the Azores has 250,000. I would say between 70-80% and up, it's protected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, basically. So it's just the space that you have to enjoy nature is there, and it's protected. You can't just build where you want, and I think this allows the quality of life to be higher.
Yes, and it's also the cost of living is low here in the Azores. I mean, if you look at the prices being here in Canada, it's really it's shocking.
Yeah, we are going to be doing a special video on cost of living in the future, and you should tune in. It's going to be very interesting. But I mean, cost of living is very important. Obviously, you have to compare. Right, so you can't just compare within Portugal. They have to compare people that are coming in, considering the Azores. They got to use the comparisons around the globe. And cost of living, when you check that, yes, it's important. Quality of life. You just want to be safe at the end of the day. I mean, you want to get in your car, leave the doors open, and there's no house that has bars in the window. These are things I've seen in other countries. I'm not knocking at the other countries because I've enjoyed all my travels, and I can't say anything bad about any of the places I visit. There's a lot of them, but I just have to say in the Azores, and not only us saying this, is the people that have wind up buying property and now are living in the Azores. They say the same thing, and we always have the same conversation over and over again, and I can see it in their faces how much they enjoy being there. And these people have come from different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
U.S., Canada, Germany, Holland, and then Italy, France. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and
right?
one of the main reasons why people are going to the Azores too is because of the people in Portugal. Yeah. These people are very welcoming, and the culture is amazing.
Yeah, very friendly. I mean, the Azorean always has that They always say, "Oh, you're very friendly." You know, so that's why I think we get along with Canada so well, right? I think we have a hard time saying no, or sometimes you say sorry too many times, you know. But we're very welcoming, and it's not just in the Azores, because I've been to mainland Portugal. I've definitely, it's amazing there as well. And you know what? I've been to other countries where it was awesome too. Italy, for example, Spain. These are just a few places that come to mind. But yeah, the Azores, I would have to say that people are very friendly, and they like to have a lot of fun.
Everybody's gathering. Come on. A lot of nice people. I saw some people from the US, from Canada, nice couple here from Germany. They bought a place here. They're all having a great time experiencing traditions of the village, of the island.
And it's family orientated there.
Yeah.
They are all about the family and the food.
Yeah,
the food.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on forever. I mean, obviously, other reasons. I mean, I can just throwing stuff out there. I mean, there's very low pollution in these islands. Okay, and it's pure, tranquil. You know, this is all there. But don't just take our word for it. You'll know that as soon as you land it, because one of the things we do when we get there on the aircraft, so you got to remember, in the Azores, the aircraft is in the middle of the runway, and they pull up with the stairs, and you get to walk out, and
on the tarmac,
and the scent of the ocean just hits you.
Yes,
and that's how you know. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's
the air, it's different there.
It's different there, but you know what? You have to go there and check it out for yourself and stay as long as possible. We're going to have to spend a little bit of time on talking about the nature of the Azores, because I can guarantee you that there are not too many places left on the planet like these islands.
It's magical.
Yeah. So what's your favorite thing to do there?
Oh, whale watching, dolphin watching. We went with a few of our followers, and we had such an amazing time.
That's hilarious. I've never seen that.
Woo!
Oh, Jesus.
I think someone's giving the boat.
Oh! The water was perfect. It was calm, and seeing the dolphins and the whales, we saw a whale shark. Oh my God! That's a...
Whale watching in the Azores is, I would say, top 3 in the world. Okay, body of water surrounding the Azores, sanctuary of cetaceans, whales, dolphins, so much marine life. And the whales migrate through there from south to north and back, and some even live there. So it's just abundant with marine life, and that just adds to the nature of the islands. Now, it's one of the healthiest areas of the planet right now, because there's just those 9 islands. There's no land mass. So therefore, let's hope it just stays that way. And right now, when we go swimming there, the blues of the Azorean blues, I call it.
Well, and I think the type of people that go to these islands are people that are very aware of and protective of the nature.
Environment.
The environment.
Yes, we do notice a lot of that, and people clean. You know, you don't see a lot of garbage. Sometimes from out, it comes in from the ocean.
Actually, that's one of the comments that we get a lot of, is that, wow, it's so clean on those islands.
It's absolutely clean. Now, one of the favorite things I like, and I find it completely different, and every time that I'm always thinking of it anyways, because when we're there, you kind of look to one side, you have the country, you look to the other side, you have the ocean. And there, we don't have to choose, because I like them both. So I don't have to choose, I want to buy a property in the country, but you know what? I also like the ocean. Here, you have both. And I think there's not too many places that you can say that. And I know I've mentioned this on other videos, but it's something that I always get taken back when I'm on the island and I'm just looking, oh my God, this looks like Switzerland. And I look to the other side and you have the Atlantic Ocean. And I think to me, that's worth a lot.
Yeah, and actually the location where our house is that we're renovating, it's a panoramic view of the ocean. It's a great location. We also have Pico Mountain right behind us.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, I mean, very eco-friendly, sustainable nature, like we said. Sustainable, it's one of the few places that's actually won top awards for sustainability. And just we just want this to continue. We just want the, like, seems like a lot of the right people are in place to just keep protecting the Azores and places like the Azores. I think that is the key. We've done videos on where we're talking about that, the coast, and we'll do more, because I think you can never have enough of those, because we really don't want any, we just want to protect, and it all starts with the ocean.
Well, one of the things that we really enjoy when we're on the island is either going for a hike or just taking a leisurely drive around the island, because there's so many places to explore there.
Yeah, I mean, we love going, like, literally from the, obviously the islands are coastal villages right by the coast, and then you could just drive up 20-25 minutes in Pico Island's case, because that's where we are. But I think most islands are like that. You're literally in the highlands of Pico, for example, lakes, forest, like a pine forest called Cryptomeria, so many different types of plants and trees. Some are from the island, some came from outside. But it's very calming, and it's a whole different environment, right? We really feel like you're, I don't know, we always say Ireland, Scotland, because as you know, a lot of people make the reference where the Azores is a combination of Hawaii, New Zealand, and Iceland.
So compared to other islands, the Azores is still affordable. It's low cost of living, the food, going out for meals, alcohol. You could get a bottle of wine for €4. In the grocery stores. Yeah. Our health insurance for both of us, we pay about €140 a month. Our car is about 150 a year.
Private health insurance.
Yes, that is private. If you are a resident or a citizen, you get health care. We decided to get private health care just to top it up a bit. So going back to our health insurance, like I said, is 140 for the two of us, euros. Our car insurance is about 150 euros a year, and our property taxes, it's about 300 euros a year, but maybe 250 per year.
Yeah, it's very affordable. I mean, the cost of living, if you go towards real estate, for example, you obviously have to compare it with the people coming from the outside. They're using numbers from where they are, you know, where they're looking, you know, could be one of the other islands, Mallorca, Caribbean, Med. It's still affordable compared to those types of islands. You can still get a move-in property around 150,000 euros. You probably do a few renovations.
150,000 euros.
Yeah, 150,000 euros. You probably have to do some renovation, but not a lot. You can get ruins, 50,000-60,000 euros. You can get rustic homes like we did. Now, I would say those need a little bit more work. Maybe you get them for like 120. I'm seeing some. Again, you have 9 islands to choose from. Different areas are priced accordingly, right? So, but let me tell you, in the last year or 2 years, prices are going up because of the interest. But I think there's still time for someone that's coming in to not only purchase a property as a home or as a vacation home, but it will be a good investment. Okay? So as far as transportation, inter-island, like ferry service and flights, very affordable. Okay, you have the regular flights between the islands. There's specials all the time. I mean, you can go from, you know, a couple €100 the other day. You can return between the islands of, for example, Pico and Sunnyvale, 120 euros. Sometimes,
but if you're a resident, it's even cheaper.
Less, right? So ferry. I mean, we always take the ferry over to St. George,
Fayal.
Fayal, for example, 3-4 euros each way. St. George is like 11 euros each way. So
yeah, so these are the Triangle Islands that we're talking about, if you don't know. Yeah.
And we do have videos on that. I mean, if you become a regular follower of ours, you'll be able to see all these other videos that we have discussing. We have about 126, 27 videos, and they're all about the Azores, and they're all about cost of living, low cost of, all these things that we are talking about now, but now we're just being quick, through them, okay? But I think overall, definitely, it's an affordable place to live or to visit. So what's the climate like in the Azores? Subtropical. I'll give you a few examples. In the summer, temperatures usually between 24, 29 degrees Celsius. In the spring, I would say probably 20 to 24. Winter, average 16. So let's just say between 14 and 18.
So Azorean people talk about having 3 seasons in a day. You might have wind, rain, and sun. And actually, sometimes you get snow on Pico.
A little higher up, it's true. But it's more like 3 seasons, and more in the winter when that happens.
You get a lot of rain, and that's what makes the Azores so lush and green.
Yes, the green, I gotta tell you, it's vivid like you would not believe. Yeah. And when you have the greenery, and then you have the blue, those Azorean blue oceans, and then the skies, these are magical colors. And then you have the dark lava. So these are magic. And these are the colors of the Azores.
Don't forget the sunsets. The sunsets are so beautiful in the Azores. It's almost like it casts off this kind of pinkish orange color.
Red, even red.
Well, especially against the tiles, the clay tiles on the roofs.
It's true. I mean, there are a lot of places that have beautiful sunsets. I remember being in Maui in Hawaii, incredible. But you're forgetting one of your favorite things that happen when there's a bit of rain in the air, and then you're kind of...
Oh, the waves.
No. Rainbows.
Oh,
you can't forget about the rain.
Yes, so many rainbows.
No, I don't know if I've ever seen rainbows like those. I mean, they're literally, it's crazy, yeah.
It's almost like one every day.
Yeah, so...
and it's not just one. You could possibly get 3 rainbows.
Yeah, so I think those are things, it's just weather, it's diverse climate in the Azores. North Atlantic, where it is, and this is why it's so healthy, I think. It doesn't, I don't think you would expect to have forest fires. I don't know if you've ever had, I don't think so. Because things are just so green, they're so wet. When it rains, it rains. You have these waterfalls coming through everywhere.
One of the things I love too is the waves. They're incredible, especially when there's storms.
Yeah, that's it's pretty extreme at times, mesmerizing, totally scary as well. Right? We've filmed quite a few. We actually have a video also on some of the storms that came by there.
Yeah, so possibly the next video will be about that, because Carlos did record a storm surge that came through.
Light one.
Yeah.
We find it, we like watching them, you know. We also find that they're very prepared, you know, the Portuguese, the Azoreans, the little villages, they all prepare, they know exactly what to do, get the boats out, they're all organized. There's at that point, they fight a lot about sports, about their Benfica and Sporting and Porto, politics, but when it comes to the weather, they're all in sync there. That's what I've noticed, especially last time I was filming. And but you're in the middle of the North Atlantic again. You're going to get storms. Obviously, the hurricanes that hit the Caribbeans that we all know will sometimes come up too much, and there it goes. It gets into the Azores. I guess the Gulf Stream will bring them up, and it'll get some good action there. In the winter, you get what they call the cyclones. You get depressions, and I mean it's
you
just
get depressions because there's not enough sun.
Yeah, but I mean when those waves are there, it's quite fascinating, you know. And some crazy people sometimes go and surf them, you know. I've seen, or windsurf too, right?
Yes,
But
actually, I have to take that back about not enough sun. You'll get the clouds and the rain, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out and it's so warm, right?
Yeah, like be prepared, you know. So if you wind up visiting or spending time in the Azores buying a property, you'll see all this, and you just be prepared. Have an umbrella, have a hat, or
except you can't always use an umbrella, especially if the wind picks up.
Exactly, yeah, that's true. But just be prepared and be aware that things can change quickly.
Yeah, so you need to layer. So you have to have your maybe your light sweater, and then a little rain jacket, and then a heavier jacket, so then you can peel off those layers when the rain goes away and the sun comes out.
And speaking about the winter, it does get damp, you know, the humidity gets higher, especially inside the older houses. The newer houses, they all have air conditioning, heaters, fireplaces, so it's not as bad. And sometimes we are in an older house. I think we're 200 plus years old, big walls, and it gets there. We have our little heaters, and it's fine.
We have a dehumidifier that works very well.
But as soon as you go outside, it's fine. Just inside.
Yeah, it's really weird, eh?
Yeah.
You're inside and it's cold, a little bit damp, and then you go outside and it's warm.
Yeah, we're obviously spending a little bit more time on this subject because we get a lot of questions.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of the weather there. And this is where it keeps it's not boring, where, some places, I couldn't live in a place 12 months out of the year that's 32 plus degrees. Couldn't do it.
No.
I won't be doing much, actually. It just doesn't agree with me. I do like the flexibility. I like when we come to Canada. The only thing I don't like is when it gets to minus 20, which will never happen in the Azores. Mm-hmm. Here it's like minus 20 plus the wind chill, minus 38. It will never happen there. Do not worry about that. If it gets under 12 or 10 people there, it's like, oh my God, this is really cold. That's it. Because then it's also be a little bit more damp,
And actually, that time of the year, it's actually great and a really affordable time to go to the Azores.
Yeah, and more and more people are doing it. I mean, a lot of stuff we're promoting is not even for the high season because it's busier and things are usually full. We're promoting long stays off season, okay? And a lot of people are spending more time in the Azores, and I think they're instead of going.
You can rent something there for about 500 euros a month.
Yeah, exactly, for the month in the off season.
In the off season.
So, but we'll do more videos on that. I think there's a lot of as long as we keep getting more interest and people asking, sometimes it's the best way is just to put it out there. And when we get back to the islands, there's a few videos we're working on that I think will be very interesting, especially with showing you the quality of life and the low cost of living.
Yes, and it will coincide with the workshop that we will be doing.
Another great reason to consider the Azores is their location. We really believe that just the location where the Azores is, which is the North Atlantic, basically 5 to 6 hour flight from Toronto, 4 to 5 hours from Boston, 2 hours from Lisbon, and 3-4 hours from other parts of Europe. I think it's the perfect location to someone who decides to live there, spend some time. They're always connected to North America or to Europe. Okay, there's frequent flights, and it's. I just think it's logistically. People, when they look at the Azores, the little dots in the middle of the North Atlantic, they think it's like so hard to get there. They think it looks remote. It is remote because there's nothing around, but it's easily accessible. Do not be afraid of that. And Azores Airlines is the main carrier, but for example, from Canada, but from the States, you do have some of the major carriers flying in, including Azores Airlines, TAP, and then connected through Europe, you can get it anywhere. Inter-island, easy, ferry, like we mentioned. I just think it's when produce or products come into the islands, they come from the mainland. There's containers, there's ships, always coming in on a regular basis. That's why all the produce and product is always available. I'm not saying that there's not, depending on weather, all those things have an effect on it, but they don't go. They pretty much have everything. They don't go without.
Going back to flights, so if you're flying out of Toronto, you can fly from Toronto to the big island of San Miguel, or you can fly into Terceira.
Terceira, exactly. Now, obviously, from Lisbon, you can fly into Pico, to Faial, to San Miguel, Terceira as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's easily accessible. If people are working remotely, they can easily get out. If they need to go have a meeting in Lisbon, people we know there do it all the time, right? So one other thing I just remembered to mention because of the location, you got to think that it's definitely a bonus having nothing around you except the body of water, in the way where you feel more protected. Okay, you have no landmass. You're not attached to landmass. We always get that feeling we're more protected from things that are happening. No borders, and you feel like it's obviously you have to love living on an island. If you hated living on an island, obviously the Azores are not for you.
But you can always get off the island and fly somewhere else where there's lots of people and lots of activity.
I just find being surrounded by all that nature and not having landmass connection, no bridges or nothing like that, it just gives you that sense of like being a bit more secure.
Oh, actually, you might find something strange too when you come on the island. There's no traffic lights.
Not on
Right?
Pico. Not on Pico.
Not on Pico.
No, but San Miguel has them. I mean,
Well, Fayal doesn't have them.
I don't know.
Does Fayal have them?
Maybe one. I heard there was one there. No, all I'm saying is the location. Do not let it scare you when you look in the map. I'm going to be away from my family. How am I going to get to my family? It's going to take 12 hours to fly there. Do not think of that. It's not a problem. It's not a concern. Should not be a concern. So anytime someone wants to fly to North America, to Canada, to US, anywhere in North America, it's easy.
There is a lot of fun things that you can do on these islands. Kayaking, whale watching, hiking, sailing,
Diving,
diving.
hang gliding, surfing, windsurfing. What else? There's so much horseback riding. Did you say fishing?
I did not say fishing.
Yeah, fishing, deep sea.
You can get a lot of fish.
Yeah, coastal fishing, deep sea fishing.
Climbing Mount Pico.
Yes.
That
let's
is
not
one of
forget.
the main activities that
Yes.
people do
Yeah.
when they come to that island.
Yeah, people come from everywhere just to climb it. I mean, it's an incredible, beautiful mountain, 2,351 meters above sea level. If you remove the water from the Atlantic Ocean, this is at the top of a huge landmass called Mid-Atlantic Ridge. You would be, if you're on top of Pico, you would not only be on top of the highest altitude of Portugal, but on the planet. I think there's only one or two other places that would be
Yeah,
higher.
and actually on Facebook, there was people putting video up climbing Mount Pico with snow.
Yeah, they just said
They
major
got,
snow.
they
Yes,
got a lot of snow on Pico.
and it looked like Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can climb. I've done it once years ago. I don't think I can do it again.
I haven't done it yet.
I have a bad back, but it's a beautiful mountain. I'm not, because we're being homers now, Pico, but all the other islands have their own offerings.
Yes.
Okay, and we're going to be going to San Miguel more. We've never been to Flores or Santa Maria. We're going to be going there. Hopefully we can do a vlog. Well, we're definitely going to do a vlog. We couldn't go without doing one. So people in Flores and Santa Maria, based on what we've seen of those islands, we can't wait to get there.
Yeah, but one of the best things to do on these islands is absolutely nothing.
Yes, one of my
Just
favorite
sit there
things.
and look at the ocean.
Yeah, that's one of the things that sometimes people are just like, I got to do this and that and this, which is great, but try doing nothing. And a lot of people do that, and it's, just sit.
Yeah, and one of the
don't move.
tours that we do, it's the Triangle Tour, and it's a slow-paced
Yes,
tour. It's not about rushing from here to there. It's a great tour. So we'll leave a link to that in the description. So, they always say you have to make goals in the new year.
That's true.
What
Yes.
are our goals in 2023? Well, one of our major goals is to finish renovating our house so that we can put it up for rent either in May or June. And we are getting close to doing that.
Yes. I mean, we've had some obviously ups and downs and so forth. It's been a long way.
It's been a long process.
So as you know, most of this video has been very positive about the Azores. Now some negatives here. I think we've learned. Obviously, we've analyzed the 2022, like we mentioned at the beginning. Some of the shortage of labor, some of the quality of labor could be a lot better, and it's kind of caused us to obviously look at it, but we learned from it. So we understand it better now, and I think I do see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's probably going to be some more holdups. But hopefully they're small ones. And I think we feel that by May the house will be ready, and then we can then list it. So I'll be going back earlier than Laura just for that reason, to make sure as we can just keep going with some of the progress that's happened recently.
Yeah, because that is one of the things that we learned, that things do get done a lot quicker when you're there.
When you're there, and sometimes I think as a tip for anyone that is going to be coming in that wants to buy something then renovate it, you got to take your time. We're going to be doing a reno. I guess comparing what is it before and after the last one, and do a reveal. At that point, we're gonna really try to touch on things that we've experienced, good and bad, on that video. So we'll leave that for then.
So one of the other goals
Yes.
is to launch our tourism business. It's called Vine Lava Travel Company. So we're going to get into tourism workshops and retreats. And we mentioned the workshop that we are going to be doing in May. And still stay tuned. We'll give you more details on that.
Yeah, see, Vine Lava is a travel company, obviously exists already, and we're actually managing our own property with it. And I think it's going to be the perfect tool. It's going to be the perfect tool to continue promoting Pico Island and the Azores. And it's going to be, we want to really, I think the difference could be the connection that we have with Canada, because I believe the Canadian traveler, not the Portuguese Canadian, but the Canadian traveler is the perfect travel for the Azores. And we want to use Vine Lava, working with the companies here and just to promote, because I think that's the thing, and to promote and refer and connect the people with the right people. You know, when it comes to, I think that's one of the things. It's not just volume, we want to make sure people stay in the right hotels, on the right Airbnbs, they visit the right islands, do the right tours. So by working with really good companies, not only in the Azores, okay, but also in Canada is the key to that. And we will be doing some trade shows in the future, consumer shows that we can go physically and meet people and put Pico Island and the rest of the Azores on the map. If you're already looking at Portugal as a potential place where you might like to retire and buy a vacation home and so forth, consider the Azores, the 7th region. I think this is what I think it's worth. If you're in that position, that you're already looking at Portugal, you've never been to the Azores, it would be a good time to make the move earlier than later, and maybe this workshop would be perfect for that.
Yeah, so this workshop will help you with that. And we are doing this workshop on May 12th to May 22nd. And the great thing is it's on location. So you can come over with us. We're going to start off in the island of Fayal. That's where you would fly into. We're going to spend about 3 nights there. We're going to have some speakers, real estate agents, lawyers, notaries. We're going to take a little tour around the island. Then we're going to make our way over to our island of Pico, and you will be there for 7 nights. And we're going to have lots of great information, lots of great speakers on the island. And again, we're going to show you around so you can see what it's like. And then we're going to spend a day on another island, Saint George. We're going to take the ferry over.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments we'll arrive at Saint George Island. We hope that you had a pleasant trip and wish you have on boarding and with us. To avoid queues, delays, and ensure the desired trip, purchase your ticket in advance. Have a pleasant day.
We're going to have a real estate agent there. We're going to take you around. So it will give you a really good taste of these 3 islands, so you can make a really informed decision on whether you want to move there.
Yeah, like for example, I've had a few inquiries, and there were 2 completely different people that have interest. One was already decided on the Azores. They're looking more for which island. So this would be perfect for them. I told them right off the bat. I mean, even if you can't do the workshop, I mean, you're in that position where you got to get over there and spend some time to pick the right island. We had someone else that had already picked an island, okay? And they already know from the research, but they visited. Now they're almost at that point where, okay, we're going to buy now. We know the island, we're going to buy. So there's a lot more information probably they're going to need. This workshop will have that information, and the speakers, they're experts. Could be a lawyer, a notary, could be a real estate agent, various speakers that is required when purchasing property, when getting a D7. Maybe that's the road you're going to take. You want to be a resident. Just a lot. There's a lot involved.
Yeah, and also what's even really great is that we are going to have expats speaking as well. So you're going to hear it right from
the horse's
mouth, as they say, their experience.
Yeah, and our partner, people that are working with us with this, is called Life Wellness Azores, Egidio and Celeste, and it's going to be amazing. They're a tour operator / tourism company in the Azores. So
And they're also from the Azores as well.
Yes, so and they live in Canada, so we have a lot in common, and we believe. I think what connects us the most is the love for the Azores, okay, and for the lifestyle of the Azores and the island itself, the island lifestyle. We have that links us, and I think the key is to take your time.
Yeah,
and it is taking your time buying a property.
Yes, it's taking your time. Yes, that's very, very important. And what's great about this workshop is your accommodations, your food, your ground transportation. This is all included in the package. We are going to leave a link down below so you can get more information. You guys, you really have to book as soon as you can because it's very limited seating.
Yeah, this is a small group. We didn't want to do something huge. We want to really focus. I would say we were hoping between 6 to 12 people would be perfect. People that are really serious and interested in looking at discovering the Azores as a possibility of a place that may be suited for them to either, again, vacation, buy a vacation home, semi-retire, retire, work remotely. Don't forget, we're going to link for the workshop and others, okay? Hopefully you subscribe, and don't forget to send me the comments, and you can also send us an email if you have specific questions, especially email is always better.
Yes.
And see you on the next video.
Yeah, see you guys. Ciao.